What's going on, y'all? So today I talked to a male cheerleader. He grew up playing sports like basketball and baseball, but then found his way into cheer. And he's now dedicating himself to becoming one of the top male cheerleaders. And I love talking with him. You can find him on YouTube under Tyhines, Ty Hines. And on Instagram, you can find him at lil_dash5. So welcome today's guest, Ty Hines. It's my foundation. It's my faith. It's my work ethic. It's my drive. It's everything that I've tried to build for myself that has made me who I am.
I'll do what it takes to make you believe.
So let's just start like your background, like how you even got into cheer in the first place. Like, did you start with gymnastics first?
No, bro. It's a crazy story. It just like happened one day. Me and my homeboys literally just chilling, playing basketball. And they were like, yo, you trying to go to this gym and learn how to flip? And I was like, why not? Walked in there, saw this girl that I had been texting for a long time and like never met her. And I was like, okay, I got to be here. So they were like, you're good. Come back. I was like, the girl's here. They think I'm good. I might as well come back. And then from then on, it's just like history, bro.
Daggone. That's such a weird thing. Like, you didn't think anything like was weird about it or anything like that. Like, guys don't do that or anything. You know what I mean?
Yeah. At first going into it, yeah, because I was one of those football and baseball players, like the whole jock guy that was like, that's gay or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But once I really, really got into it and really did some studying on it, I started to notice that, like, if you think about it, if people don't realize it, there's like way more straight boys in this than there is like gay guys or whatever.
Yeah.
So it's like it's pretty intense sport. I mean, people think it's just like straight up easy stuff because it's a girl sport or whatever. But I mean, in all reality, it's just like it's a tough sport, man.
Nah, man, I've seen it. Like, I went to in my school, I think one year they decided they wanted to compete and they needed guys. So they had guys go and help them. So I was like, oh, wow, I didn't know dudes could do this, And then as I got older, I got to see, just recently when what was it called? When that cheer documentary came out about that community college. Yeah. I was like, wow, this is legit, man.
Two of my good friends they just signed to that college and they're leaving this summer. One of them sitting right here, actually.
Oh, wow. That's dope, man. That's crazy.
Yeah.
But talk a little bit about, is there like a stigma? Like, do people automatically think you're gay if you cheer?
Oh, yeah, most definitely. There was a point where my stepdad was like going behind my back, telling my family like he thought I was gay and I was going to be gay because I wanted to be a cheerleader. So like automatically, if they see a male in cheer, they're like, okay, he's gay.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I went, so I watched this podcast called The Fighter and the Kid, and they have a dude on there, he's like a co-host, his name's Chappelle Lacey, and he actually cheered at Louisville.
Oh, yeah, I have some friends that are going there too. They're actually all in Daytona right now for national championship.
Okay. So what are you doing right now? Are you with a school or what?
No, I'm just with the All-Star program.
Okay.
And thinking about maybe next year going to Trinity Valley school but I don't know too sure. I'm not too sure yet. But you probably, if you watch the cheer show with Navarro, you probably seen a little bit about Valley. That's like their rivalry.
Yeah.
Or
okay. So what with cheer? So with cheer, kind of like, what's the end goal for you?
My end goal is to, one, make history of like being one of the best straight male cheerleaders in the world.
Okay.
Two, someday open up my own place to help other guys see that like this sport isn't just for females. It's a great sport, and this sport can benefit you a lot in the future. Like, it helps you out a lot life-wise, and people don't understand it. Like, it really does.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like any other sport, man. You see the discipline that it takes to one learn the choreography, and then you also have to be in shape. So it's a different animal.
Yeah, for a fact. And this is coming from somebody that I played football, I played baseball, I tried basketball and track and all that. I was decent at those sports, but cheer is just like intense, dog, and I just love it.
Man.
That feeling, that rush is just crazy.
So how do you become the best male cheerleader? Like, what do you have to do?
I just gotta perform my ass off, man. Go out there and do what I do best to the best of my ability, and just try to be better than the next one.
So is it about doing the choreography better or doing the gymnastics better or having better gymnastics than other people or like what's it going to take?
Well, I mean, I know for a fact there's tumblers in this world that are like beasts, or like bomb, and hands up to them. And I'm a decent tumbler, but I don't think I'd ever be able to touch base with them. A lot of people on their tumbler.
Mm-hmm.
So mine is more on the choreography side. I want to show everybody like straight males can do it. You don't have to be gay to perform. You don't have to be gay to do choreography. It's a part of the sport.
Yeah. I mean,
Mine's more
I even competed a little bit in bodybuilding. And so when you go on stage, you're nothing but like a speedo. You know what I mean? So I got that a little bit like, oh, that's gay, because I'm oiled up and I'm showing off my muscles, and you got to do a posing routine at the end and stuff like that. But definitely, I have a respect for male cheerleaders, man, and that's why I wanted to talk to somebody, and I came across you, and I was just like, oh shit, like I want to talk to this dude, like I want to see what he's about, and like, so what's like your everyday routine? Like go through like your eating and your training and stuff like that.
so usually I try to have like, because I mean, as you can see from my Instagram profile, I'm starting to try to get into bodybuilding like heavy.
Okay.
So usually I try every day to get at least 5 meals in,
Mm-hmm.
maybe less if I can, and I try to get at least to like maybe 300 grams of protein, maybe 320 grams of protein in me. I try to go to the gym at least twice a day if I can, most definitely once, and then the rest of it's just putting the cheer gym. Like I'm literally at the cheer gym every day.
Okay, so it's less like weightlifting and stuff like that. Do you do a lot of that for cheer?
Not for cheer, but I do a lot of it just for myself.
Okay.
Like a lot of the straight guys in the chill world are all about being beefy because they want to be able to hold the girls up and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So we all just amongst ourselves and we'll put that together. Like my team, we have this little group chat of all the guys, and we'll get together one day and be like, "Yo, y'all trying to go work out?" And we'll all just go to the gym and just get in a fat gym session.
Yeah, that's cool, man. And do you follow like a bodybuilding workout, or do you just like are you doing like explosive stuff, and I don't know, like what kind of stuff are you doing in the gym?
I used to have a personal trainer that was a bodybuilder,
Mm-hmm.
so he taught me a lot of stuff. So I kind of play off of what he taught me, and I also one of my favorite bodybuilders is Ronnie Coleman
Oh yeah.
and Arnold. So I watch them a lot and go based off their workout,
Mm-hmm.
Kali Muscle and all them. So I kind
Yeah.
of work around and watch different bodybuilders and try to play it off that to see which technique or which tactic will help me for my body.
Yeah. It's got to be tough to be training for bodybuilding because it's separate. It's so different than training for cheer. You know what I mean? Like, so have you found out that it's like slowed you down at all because you got to eat so much and you got to train heavier? Um, so a lot of that has to do with conditioning. What are you doing conditioning wise to keep yourself ready for cheer?
Honestly, I used to do a lot of conditioning. I used to do a lot of running,
Mm-hmm.
and we do like different conditioning stuff in practices. But I try to cut low on the conditioning because I'm already like a small guy.
Mm-hmm.
So the more conditioning I do, it just takes a lot of my weight away. But at
Right.
the same time, like you said, working out like that has slowed me down. Like in the past, I started off at like 120-ish, 130. And then by the end of that year, I was at like 160.
Mm,
And my tumbling, like, extremely downhill because I was not used to that weight and I
mm-hmm.
was heavy. So I couldn't really crank anything or pull anything. It was bad. But
Yeah,
now I've got to kind of balance it out and keep myself where I need to be.
that's good. So I see you're wearing like a active faith shirt. So are you like a faithful guy?
Yeah, I'm a big believer of Christ and faith. I put God first before anything.
That's good,
If
man.
it wasn't for
Hey,
Him,
same here. Same with me. That's why I
not.
think I think it's cool when you come across someone else like that, especially if you don't know them across like Instagram and things of that nature, because especially the world we live in now, it's just it's a wild thing.
I was excited when I seen that you hit me up. I was like, man, this is great. It's a good opportunity. And it's, like you said, getting to talk to people that you don't really know, and then you find out
Hmm.
stuff. So like the fact that you work out, like I could tell that you were kind of slow, but I was like, I didn't know you were like this deep into working out and stuff.
Oh
It's
yeah,
dope.
yeah. I used to bodybuild, and then right now I used to be a personal trainer, but I just kind of fell out of love with it, and but I am the strength and conditioning coach for an MMA fighter. She just had her first professional fight, and she won by submission. So I think it's pretty cool to be a part of. So that's why I still do it for her.
That's lit, bro. Congrats to her too. Congrats to both of y'all for that.
Yeah,
That's
man,
great.
appreciate it. Um, so how? If your boys showed you like about cheer, like when you first started out, um, did you go to like a gym, or did someone tell you like, hey, you gotta do gymnastics or whatever, like, or were you like a cheerleader for like a basketball team or something?
Nah, bro, I hated school cheer. I was like, there's no
Yeah.
way anybody can get me to be a school cheer. I'm not all about the whole spirit thing. I just want to flip, throw girls around here and there, and leave it at that. But I never was able to take gymnastics. And honestly, the crazy thing is, I taught myself all my skills up until like 2020, and then I started actually having coaching to help me do it. But everything else is basically self-taught. So I walked in the gym. I'd come go in my own time, watch YouTube videos of different famous tumblers and stuff, and just play it by that and teach myself. And here I
Wow.
am today.
You got a lot of coaches like trying to come after you, like to try and take you on as a client and stuff.
Oh, most definitely. I mean, probably not as much as people would think, but I do get coaches here and there a lot, like that are hitting me up like, "Yo, if you're cheering next year, come to my gym." Or like I'll have a few schools here and there that'll DM me and be like, "We'd love to have you at our program or at our school. We'd love you to try out stuff like that." But I just kind of like I like that stuff and I appreciate that stuff. But I'm the type of guy I'm gonna go with how it goes. If I'm at a gym, I'm gonna stay there as long as I can. If it happens, it happens.
Yeah. Yeah, you gotta do, wherever the best opportunity is gonna take you. But um, so what do you think about that documentary Cheer?
I loved it honestly. I
Okay.
mean, I feel like stuff in there that people see and they're like, that kind of throws my perception of cheer off. But other than that, it's a great show because it it gets to show everybody what cheerleaders go through and
Hmm.
like what we put ourselves through to be the best that we can be. And it's not something easy because like I said at the beginning, a lot of people see straight males in here and they think automatically it's gay and they're like, oh, this is easy, it's just cheerleading. All you're doing is da 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 da. But that show showed everybody it's not what they thought it was. That's why I'm in love with this show because it just helps me out. I feel like.
Yeah, and I'm glad they did that too because you see like Last Chance U, and you see how tough the coaches were, and you see all the stuff they went through. You know what I mean? And you're like, oh, that's football. Like I expect that. But then you see the cheer one, and you're just like, what? They do that same thing? You know what I mean? You would never expect that. So I think that was one of the coolest things to see. Um, and that's why I think Because I'm gonna be honest. I used to say that cheerleading isn't a sport, but
Yeah,
then I
it's because
found out, yeah. But then I found out about competition cheerleading, and that's a
yeah,
different animal than just like high school like sport cheerleading.
whole different animal. I'm talking about that. It's crazy. I used to be the same exact way though. Like I was running around school like, cheer's not a sport. Y'all don't do nothing.
Hmm.
Y'all just holler and scream. But then, like you said, I found out about competitive cheer, all star cheer, and I was like, all right, we might be on to something now.
Do you have any like cheer people that you look up to, or anyone that you want to be like, or anything like that, or like go after?
Oh and yeah, there's a few. I started off watching Jack Payne on YouTube. He started at ACX Jags in South Carolina, where it was my first ever like big All Star gym. They brought me in. I started off watching him, and I've kind of got to know him a little bit. Another one is his brother Bailey Payne. He's a big he's a big guy in the tricking world more so. Um, Aaron Craven. Start off watching him. It's crazy. Me and him are like this now, so it's crazy to me because I start off watching him on YouTube. But those guys, and another one of my close friends who's actually going to Navarro that I really, really look up to because their tumbling is just freaking amazing. Is his name's Stone? We call him Stone. Well, his
Hmm.
name's Robert, but we call him. And if I could ever get my tumbling to where his is, bro, I'd love it. It's crazy.
So is that? Would you say that's your weakness? Is your tumbling?
Sometimes. And simply only because my tumbling used to be my strongest thing until back in 2015, right when I started cheering, I got into an ATV accident and I snapped my leg in half.
Mm.
So I have a rod, 3 screws in my right leg. And then about a year ago, I dislocated my left elbow tumbling. So it's like now tumbling's getting to my weaker thing because it's hard for me to push myself through that when I'm going through all that pain.
Yeah. So for people that don't know anything about cheer or gymnastics, explain a little bit about what tumbling actually is. Like, what's it consist of?
I mean, um, it can. It can consist of a lot. And honestly, the gymnastics. A lot of people don't know that, don't know, but gymnastics tumbling and cheer tumbling is pretty much two different things.
Ah.
Different ways. Gymnastics is all about technique, technique, technique. That's why everything's so pretty and like floaty and all that. And cheer teaches technique too, but at the same time, they're not as aggressive about technique. They're more on just like let's get the skill.
Mm-hmm.
And but in gymnastics, you can throw like double backs and triple fulls and all kind of crazy stuff like full in back outs and stuff like that. But in the cheer world, you're only allowed to throw up to a double,
Mm.
and that's two skills. So it's just like it's two different things.
What's kind of like the craziest experience that you had to go through, like doing cheer in competition and stuff?
My craziest experience, man. I don't know, man. I've had some. You mean like fun crazy or like
I don't know, like something wild, like I don't know, like someone got hurt during a competition last minute and you had to change something up, and then you came through. Um, or just any type of fun that you had at competition, like the most fun competition you've been to.
I mean, well, one crazy story is the year after I first started. Uh, right after I walked off the floor, I wasn't too good in shape. Right after I walked off the floor, I collapsed. I like passed out, and that was like the scariest thing for me because it had never ever happened to me. I'm playing football and baseball, and I could run around all day with all this equipment and stuff on. I've never passed out, and I get to a cheer competition, and then my first day, I walk off the floor and pass out. So that was like a crazy experience.
Mm.
Like, pretty crazy, kind of scary though. More than anything.
Okay, so you passed out because you weren't in shape.
Badly out of shape.
Mm. So what was your thought process after that?
Um, get off your ass and get right, bro. Yeah, got to get up and get right. Got to get in the gym. Got to get your stamina back right. Got to be the best athlete. That's what I told myself.
Yeah, man. So you said your one of your favorite bodybuilders is Ronnie Coleman. Um, I don't know if you like. Do you watch a lot of bodybuilding stuff, like, or just the training?
Um, I mean, I watch like the bodybuilding YouTube videos like almost every other day. Like I've been watching like
Yeah.
Kali Muscle a lot lately, and I watch a lot of Ronnie Coleman's old like motivational videos and
Mm-hmm.
like just old videos. But yeah, I do that just probably like every day or every other day. I stay on YouTube. I don't do movies or Netflix or nothing like that. I'm just a YouTube guy.
Oh, dude, I'm the same way.
Yeah.
But no, I grew like when I got into bodybuilding, I mean, Ronnie Coleman, Jay Cutler, Kai Green, like all these dudes. That's all I was watching. You know what I mean? And I think that's why I didn't last long in the sport is because I put myself in it. That's all I did. You know, eat, sleep, watch bodybuilding. And I just focused on myself. You know, I had a girlfriend at the time that's now my wife, and she stuck with me through the whole thing because it's a very selfish sport,
Oh yeah.
you know. And but what draws you to those guys? What draws you to Cali Muscle, and what draws you to Ronnie Coleman? Is it their personality, or like do you like the way their body looks, or?
Yeah. First, when I seen the way that uh, Ronnie Coleman was built, I was just like, it's different. Like I mean, everybody said it. He's different, bro. His
Mm,
body, his physique is just it's nasty, but it's I like it. And I'm in love with Ronnie Coleman's work ethic. He
mm.
wants to be the best no matter what. He's determined to be the best. He's gonna be the best. I love people like that because I'm not a cocky person, but I'm confident and I'm gonna be the best. I want to be the best. And Ronnie Coleman just has that attitude all the time. And I
Yeah,
love it. Working.
yeah. I mean, he was a different kind of person or human. You know, he still is. You know, he's still trying after as many surgeries he had. Like he's still trying to train the way he used to. And people were just
He's
like,
built.
yeah. And people were just like, no, you can't do that. You can't do this. You're too old. All that kind of stuff. But I loved his little catchphrases like ain't nothing but a peanut or like, yeah, buddy. You know what I mean?
I say it every time I work out now. I'll be like, if I'm with the boys and we're like going hard, I look at the weight. Yeah, ain't nothing but a peanut. I try to do it in his little voice too. Yeah, buddy. I love it, man. He's real.
Yeah, I use lightweight a lot.
Like, wait, baby. I love that.
Oh man. Are you a big like motivational person to like what gets you going? You know, do you wake up every morning just like already motivated or do you have to get it going?
I mean, honestly, I wake up motivated. I go to sleep motivated, and simply because I have a 2-year-old daughter,
Mm,
and I'm only 20. So I know that every day I have to be taking a step to make my life better so that she can live the best life, you know?
yeah.
And a guy that I like to watch a lot, I don't know if you know him, Eric Thomas. He's a
Mm-hmm.
big motivational.
Yep.
I watch one of his videos every morning. Just finished watching one of his videos before I got on the phone. Like he's great. I'm big into motivation. Someday might become a motivation speaker. Who knows? We'll see.
Yeah, man. Sometimes I try, you know, I watch that stuff all the time. Uh, and when I talk to people, I tend to go off on tangents and rants because I'm so passionate about like, hey, like do something that you love to do. You know, quit just clocking into this 9 to 5 and complaining about life. You know what I mean? I
That's
know you
it,
got to
bro.
pay I know you got to pay bills, but there's so much more to life than that.
And that's what I tell myself. A lot of people look at me and they're like, "Why don't you get a job at like McDonald's? Or why don't you just go to Burger King?" I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with that because I
Mm,
know there's people that wear that. That's fine. You make your money the way you want to make your money.
mm-hmm.
But I was raised. If you wake up and you're dreading going to work and you feel bad about going to work, you don't need to be there. If you
Mm-hmm.
don't wake up excited about what you're about to do, don't do it. and I stand on it. If I'm not excited about doing it, I'm not gonna do it.
Yeah. I mean, it's not even like every day you're not really going to be excited about it every day, but it's just like for me, I run an online business and then I also do this while balancing that with a 9 to 5 kind of job. You know what I mean? Because I use that as income to bring in for these two things that I do. So I see that, yeah. So I see that as my side and these two things as my main.
You know, like I said, you know what you love and what you want to do, like
Mm.
you just said. And your two main things are your podcast and your online business.
Hmm.
And you take care of business doing what you want with your main job. My main focus is trying to be bigger on social media and trying to be the best athlete I can be. That's what I'm going to focus on.
So do you surround yourself with people like-minded people that think the same as you?
Try to. I absolutely try to. If you don't have the mindset that you want to be the best, you want to work hard, and you just want to be different from everybody else, I can't be around you.
Hmm.
I'm not saying that there's a problem with it, but I'm not a mediocre person. I don't want to be like nobody else. And if you're okay with if you're okay with doing the same thing you've been doing for the past years and doing the same thing everybody else is doing, I don't have a problem with you, but we can't hang around each other because that's just negative, bad energy on me. I need that positive energy, that motivation, you know?
Yeah, man. I mean, I'm the same way. Like, I don't hang out with too many people because I'm busy focusing on myself. I'm like, yo, if you want to hang out with me or something, like, come over to my house and
You know where I'm at. Come to the gym with me.
right, do
Do
that.
something.
It's just, I mean, a lot of my friends probably got mad and just stopped talking to me. But it's just like I don't care. I'm on this trajectory, man. I'm going straight, and I'm not looking behind me. I'm not looking next to me. And if you want to be a part of that, like grab on because I'm going for the stars or
I'm
something.
not.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean, man. Like I said, I used to live in Columbia, South Carolina. And I was close with a good bit of people that I cheered with and that I just hung out with outside of the gym. And after a while, I ended up moving to Greenville to cheer at Rockstar, cheer where I am now. And I didn't really like cut people off, but I was just noticing a lot of people were, like I said, okay with doing the same stuff they had been doing
Yeah.
the whole time that I. And I'm trying to move on to something bigger. I'm trying to be better at what I do, and you want me to come back and stay there and get held up, sitting around doing the same stuff we've done every day. I can't do it. And a lot of them got mad at me, and to this day, they still like call me fake or don't talk to me and stuff. And I mean, that's fine. That's fine. I'll accept that. But at the end of the day, I promise you, I'm going to be great one day.
Yeah. I mean, I've always felt that for myself too. Like I felt like there's more. Um, Ever since I was little, there's more to me than what I've been doing. I don't know if it's this stuff, but how do you know if you don't try? You know what I mean?
If you don't get out and go do something else, if you don't get out and go do something different, how do you really and truly know what your goal is or what your future could be?
Yeah.
I don't get it.
Do you get a lot of like when you're coaching? Do you get a lot of like male cheerleaders that want to be the best, or they're just doing it just to see girls or something?
The crazy thing is a lot of guys that get into it, yeah, like you said, just to see the girls. But the main thing, this is why I love what I do so much, and I have such a passion for coaching because there's a lot of young guys around here today, and they see athletes like me in this industry, and they're like, "Dang, like I want to be that one day, but everybody's gonna call me big. Everybody's gonna da 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 da," and I can be there to let them know, you know what, bro, it's not what it is. You just do you. You just do you, no matter what.
Yeah.
And you don't know. But yeah, there's a lot of them that can get into it for the growth, but most of them they get into it because like they see athletes like me and my friends, and they're like, "Dang, I want to be that one day. I want to be that."
Yeah, I think it's just crazy just to be able to do the flips and stuff.
People underestimate that stuff. Now, I used to underestimate it. It's not as easy as it looks.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, like people that do that stuff like you make it look too easy. I think that's the problem.
Yeah, way too. I said that. I say that every day about like my friends that are better than me. I look at them like, bro, how y'all make it look so easy? You're trying so hard, and y'all are just like, you was there. But a lot of
Yeah.
people, they're just different in the sport. A lot of people could pick it up and go with it and run with it right then. A lot of people, it takes years to kind of get it. It just depends on what type of athlete you are. If you're coachable, if you're determined, you know.
Yeah. Have you ever gotten any hate or anything because you're a guy in cheerleading?
Oh yeah, every day.
Really?
People, and I mean, and a lot of times in the cheer world, people don't see it and they don't understand it. But coming from a straight guy, some straight guys could get targeted for being straight in the cheer world.
Mm.
You know, they won't like directly come at you, but you can see the slick shots that they're throwing at you and the way they treat you compared to everybody else, you know? But it is what it is. At the end of the day, I'm just going to keep doing me. You can't stop my hustle.
And that's a weird thing too because you hear about gay people being persecuted for certain things, but then they come along and do the same thing to a straight guy in their sport. You know what I mean? Um, because I was thinking like, so say like you were at cheer practice and you were wearing like the active faith shirt, you would see like other Christians like look at you and be like, oh, you know what I mean? I feel like a lot of people would do that.
Yeah, bro, a crazy story. Since I just thought about it, I should have said this earlier. Um, we were at this big cheer competition, cheer sport, in Atlanta, Georgia, one of the biggest competitions of all year. And there was this one guy that was like apparently big Christian. And he literally stood outside the comp and protested against cheerleading. Like he was like, if you call yourself a Christian, God's not happy about this. You're wearing these little skirts, and he was like calling the girls like boys and stuff. And I'm like, bro, you call yourself a Christian and you're over here judging us like this? Like I legit walked up to him and said something to him. It was crazy. But like, yeah, we have to get stuff like that every day. And
Yeah.
like I said, I feel like if you're a Christian, you wouldn't just judge me for what I do. You'd look at it and be like, okay, that's something. That's what they love to do.
Yeah, I mean, and that's my thing too. Is just like so many Christians want to like. It's the reason why I don't even like to label myself as anything. I just tell people I have a strong faith and I have a relationship with Christ. I don't call myself a Christian because just I don't want to put myself in that bubble with all of them because then it's harder for me to talk to people about it. You know, but it's something they got to stop doing is just telling people what God hates and God doesn't like. And I'm like, how do you know?
God, you there?
That's what I'm saying. I was like, did you read the Bible on who he hung out with? Who he surrounded himself with? Like, obviously you didn't because you have no idea. He doesn't hate anyone.
And nobody, and they don't understand that. Like you said, if you were a true Christian, like you say, like they say they were,
Hmm.
you would know that because you read it. But obviously, they didn't read that.
Yeah,
I don't
man.
like I mean, people. I just let people say what they want to say, do what they want to do. Because at the end of the day, I know God loves me and I love Him, and no matter whether I do something wrong or not, He's gonna forgive and forget.
Yeah, it's all you can do and just focus on what you want to be good at, what you want to be the best at, and just worry about that. So talk a little bit more about like your beginning. So your
Part of it.
yeah, so your friend showed you, um, and then you joined like a cheer gym after that.
Yeah. So like I said, they took me to this gym. They were like, to start flipping. But I mean, and they were a competitive all-star gym, but they weren't anything like big, extreme like what I do today. They were like one of those small, Tammy Born type thing. And I mean, I was fine with it, but I got into it. She asked me to come back. I went back and she started working with me on different skills, like trying to help me with different skills. But like, I'm coachable, but with stuff like that, I don't like to be touched. It scares me even more. So I was always like, don't touch me. Just let me throw it. Don't try to spot me. I'll learn it on my own. I'll go with it that way. And I stayed into it strong, bro. Like even for a little while, I got hate. I got picked on at school a lot. Got bullied a lot, even by my football coach. He would make smart comments like, "Aren't you late for cheer and stuff?" Or "Don't you got cheer today?" Or "You want to be the cheerleader today? You want to go put on the skirt with the girls?" Stuff like that. And I'll never forget. I was at a baseball game when I first started, and I was standing on first, getting. I had just bunted, and I was standing on first, and this guy in the dugout, I had competed against his sister before, so he takes it upon himself to yell out, "Yo, 12, aren't you late for cheer practice?" And it's like that pissed me off. Just dumb stuff like that. I was bullied a lot when I first got into it, but after a while, as I slowly got better at the sport, and people started seeing my success in the sport. Like I said, I grew when I got into it. I started off watching Jack Bailey Payne on YouTube,
Mm-hmm.
all these famous tumblers on YouTube, and now I'm hanging with these famous tumblers. Like these are my homeboys, these are my boys. So people started to see that after a while, and they're like, "Oh shoot!" They started to kind of die down with the whole picking on me thing. A lot of my friends from back home, like off football and stuff, noticed a lot of the girls are around, and they started to like fall back on the whole bullying and picking on me thing. And then once I moved to South Carolina, that's when it was like, now I'm a superstar in my hometown. But
Yeah, that's how it happens,
I'm
right? Once you start to succeed, then that shuts them up.
oh yeah, most definitely. And that's what I told myself. I said, you know what? I'm not gonna argue with anybody. I'm not gonna fight with them anymore. I'm not gonna do any of that. I'm gonna prove them wrong with my success. And that's what I have done so far. And I'm not done yet. I'm not even nowhere near done yet. Got a lot more to do to show you. Big
So
things coming.
so what do you got coming? Like what kind of competitions you got coming up? What kind of stuff you got going on?
Well, actually in about an hour, hour and a half, maybe even longer. I'm gonna be getting ready to head to Tennessee, and I have to do an exhibition in Tennessee tomorrow night. Then I have to drive back tomorrow night and get up Sunday morning for practice, and we have practice until like May the 8th. We leave to go to Orlando. That's where the World Championships is. That's our last comp for the season.
Is that like the nationals or something like that? Is that the biggest one?
Biggest one. Like it used to be aired on ESPN, dude.
Okay. Why isn't it aired on ESPN anymore?
I don't know. I think they still do it every now and then, but I don't think they do it as much as they used to. And I honestly don't know. I wish it was still on there because I mean, it needs to. People need to see this sport.
Do you guys have to like wear masks and stuff when you're out there?
At first, when the season first started back, because last season they cut the season short. They were like, "We're not having a world. We're not having anything. We can't do it. COVID." But okay, that's fine. So as we started back this season, they started a policy where like you have to wear a mask around like the convention center, but when you're on the floor, you're fine.
Okay.
So like for instance, if I'm in warm ups, if I go on the tumbling track and I do my tumbling passes and we finish warming up, and now we're about to walk to like a floor that's right next to it, we have to put our mask on, walk to that floor again, take it off. And then we have to wear our mask all the way until we get to the stage. Once we get to the stage, we can take it off, go on the stage, compete, come off, put it right back on.
Yeah, it's a
But
hassle.
a lot of gyms compete with the mask on. I don't know how to do that. I would not be able to. I wouldn't be able to breathe.
Well, it's like high schools around here have to wear like football. I was watching my old high school play football, and they have to wear masks under their face mask, their helmet.
I would never. I'd never be able to do that. I just feel like it's too much like going on right there. Yeah, but yeah, they're strict with this whole mask thing
Yeah.
in chill. You have to like even in the gym sometimes for practice because even some of our competitions are virtual. Like we have to record them, send them in. Like we didn't even go to the convention for this year, and they're strict about that. They won't even allow us to have people in the video and like if we're in the gym, we're not allowed to have people in there watching us for the video. If they get seen in the video, we're getting trouble.
Mm.
All coaches have to be wearing masks at all times in the gym. It's just, yeah.
Man, that's crazy. How much do you travel for this what you're doing right now?
A lot. I um I honestly never was able to travel until I started too. Like as a kid, like my family, we went. The furthest I had from my hometown was Mississippi to visit my stepfather's dad. But other than that, I never really grew up in a childhood where we like did vacations and did all that travel and stuff. I was never able finance wise. So once I got into cheer, it was like boom. I've been like so many different places I've never been before, and I'm traveling like almost every weekend or every other weekend.
Hmm.
A lot of traveling in this. I love it though. I love to see different things and new stuff that I've never seen before.
Oh yeah, that's got to be. I mean, that comes with the territory. You know, that comes with competing in different places and getting to you get to go and travel, meet different people. You know, and that's how you get exposure, and that's how you get your social media bigger when you actually meet physical people.
Exactly, bro. And from that, I've made so many friends, and my social media has slowly started to grow tremendous. It's not where I wanted to be, but it's slowly growing. Simply like you said, because I get to go out and I get to meet people, and people get to see me for what I do, like firsthand, And they're like, okay, I like this guy. Let's follow him. I want to keep up with him because they get to see me firsthand, not just what somebody has told them or like a video that they swiped the past that they can think, oh, he just edited that.
Oh yeah,
So
100%.
yeah, that's not a lot.
But so we'll wrap it up with this. What kind of advice would you give someone that wants to be in your shoes, that wants to do the same thing, and really wants to make it in cheer and be the best? What advice would you give them?
The advice I would give them is one, don't ever let anybody tell you you can't do something. Because I was told multiple times I'd never be where I am today, and I can say I'm one of the best cheerleaders in the world. Two, always go hard. Like don't always 110, even 120. Never ever give up. Always go hard. Stay focused. Always stay focused. That's the main thing with this. If you don't stay focused, you can get off track easily, and it won't go as well. And just grind, bro. Grind. Get off your ass and grind. Be the best you can be, and don't let anybody ever change that.
Right, and does it matter like which gym you train at? Does it matter about which team you're on at all?
Uh, it can like because there are like bigger gyms where they have like better coaching and stuff like that, of course. But in my eyes, I don't care where I am.
Hmm.
If you have the right mindset and the right work ethic, you can be the best you want to be, no matter who's coaching. Like I said, I grew up. I taught myself most of my skills. I didn't have the best coaches. I just had the right mindset. It's all about your mindset, man. It's a mind thing. It's never really the coaching and stuff.
Right, 100%, and I agree with you, man. You
But at
know,
the end of the day, all the coaches can do is tell you what to do, show you what. They can't do it for you. It's all up to you, man.
yeah, man. I even have a canvas poster in my studio right across from me, and it says "Mindset is everything," and it has a little cat looking down at a puddle, and it's a lion.
Dude, I love it. I wish I had that. That sounds good.
Yeah,
I love that. Oh, yeah, but I like the whole lion thing. I call myself a lion all the time. You gotta
yeah.
keep the lion. I'm hungry. I'm hungry. 24/7.
There you go. Well, dude, I hope that you just keep doing what you're doing and just get better, and I hope to see your social media grow because I'm gonna keep following you, man.
I appreciate it, man. You say to me, bro. I'm gonna keep following you. I'm gonna be sharing your stuff and tell everybody to get at you, dude. I hope we can stay in contact a little bit. Maybe end up meeting up one day, work out or something.
There you go, man. 100%. I'm down.
Yeah, it's good to happen, for real.
Oh yeah, definitely 100%. But all right, man, I appreciate you coming on, and keep doing your thing.
Man, I appreciate you having me. Same to you, bro. Good luck in the future, man.
All right, man, take it easy.
You too.